Good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are in the world watching this. Welcome back to Free the Bears, here today in Cat Tien National Park in the south of Vietnam. We're here today at Bear House 1A. Just in front of us is the lovely Hope and Chance, two of the very first bears to be rescued in Vietnam. They're number 10 and number 11 here to the sanctuary, rescued all the way back in 2003. So both these girls here are over the age of 22 years old. So rescued together, we've got Chance, who's a little bit closer to us, and then Hope just behind. So Hope is missing her front right paw. Yes, it is right. That's Hope there, just climbing up. So both of these girls are quite old now. We have two enclosures here at Bear House 1A. And so 1A is designed specifically for older and geriatric bears. So where we're situated here in Cat Tien, beautiful location with a lot of vegetation. But the difficult thing here is that there's a lot of elevation, which is great for all of our other bears. However, for these specific bears, where they are getting to elderly age now, they require a much flatter surface. So after building like Bear House 1, Bear House 2, we now have 3 and 4 as well in Vietnam. We built this house, which is Bear House 1A, which is specifically for our old and geriatrics. So the enclosures here are situated on flat ground, and they're a little bit smaller, so perfect for our older bears here. Very, very typical for Hope and Chance. Their favourite spot in the whole of this enclosure is exactly where they are now. Most of the time, if I walk past this area, Hope and Chance, about 90% of the time, will be sat right here. Otherwise, they might be in their pool just over there. But so first thing in the morning today, our bear carer has fed the bears inside to allow them access outside and distribute food all around. So there's 2 baskets just here you can see, which Hope is enjoying at the top there. So we stuff the basket full of leaves, and then inside we'll put all their treats. So in the morning they get their jicama and they get their cucumber. So they might also get a little bit of seeds, so like sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds. And one second, I've just seen it's a little bit dark. There we go. And also potentially dog biscuits. So one question that we often get is like, why do we feed the bear dog biscuits? And so in the wild, so we have moon and sun bears here. These guys are 2 of our female moon. So in the wild, these bears will typically eat any plants and vegetables they can find. As Hope has managed to dislodge the basket a little bit here. See if she can pull it up. And yeah, so typically in the wild, these bears will predominantly eat any plants and vegetables they can find, and then they will also eat any ants and termites. However, here in Vietnam, we've got 45 bears total, and it's just rather impossible to get that amount of termites and ants regularly. So here we get our food deliveries every other day, and we always check that the weight is correct and then that the quality is assured. Then every single morning, the first thing that our bear carers do upon arrival is start preparing all the food for the different houses and different enclosures, make sure it's all weighed correctly so every bear gets the correct amount of food. Goes hand in hand with, at the start of every month, we always weigh our bears monthly, just so we can check that there isn't a sudden loss or increase of weight, make sure they're all nice and healthy. Sorry if I'm shaking the screen a little bit, there's a couple of mosquitoes I'm trying to get. So a lovely morning here in Vietnam today, and the platform where they are now is a lovely spot for them because it's semi-shaded. And then the rest of the enclosure just over here, we've got the natural bamboo to place some of the food to hide it. And then there is, hard to see, but there is a hammock just over there. But let's focus on these guys. So yeah, just the 4 bears in this house, Bear House 1A. We've currently got Hope and Chance here, and then Claire Bear is next door with 62. And if you're wondering why we have a bear that isn't named, every bear that we rescue, whether it be here in Vietnam or Cambodia and Laos, every bear is given a number to correspond to the bear that was rescued. So again, Hope and Chance here are originally number 10 and number 11. So if anyone's interested in how our bears become named, we never actually name the bears ourselves as a company. It's one of our main donation programs, where if anyone's interested, if you head to freethebears.org, there's more information on our website there, as well as bears that are currently unnamed and in need of a sponsor. But yeah, so lovely Hope and Chance here, rescued 2003, so 22 years ago now, in Vietnam, where we are, the sanctuary here in Cat Diem. We have 2 spots here. We have our brand new sanctuary here that opened in 2017, but the original sanctuary in Vietnam started all the way back in 2008. Still in Cat Dien, but at a smaller site. So as more and more bears needed help rescuing, we decided to move just 3 kilometers down the road here in Cat Dien. So where we're situated now is very, very private. It's very quiet, apart from all the bugs that you might hear in the background. And yes, you might be able to see from there Hope at the top missing her front right paw. Unfortunately, she was missing that before arriving here at Free the Bears. And then Chance just below. She has all 4 paws, but on her front right, she's only got the 1 claw. So quite easy to tell these 2 apart. Other than that, an interesting fact is both of the species we have here, whether it's the moon bears like these guys or also the sun bears, they all have their individual chest markings. So similar to humans, where we have our fingerprints that are unique to us, bears are the same in which they all have their chest marking. So we got the moon bears here that's more like a white V shape, and then the sun bears is more of a yellow U. So some of these might have lots of spots, some might have a few or none. Some of the chest markings might be super thick or really, really thin. So every single marking is unique to that bear. So sometimes we can tell which bear it is from the chest marking. So the baskets that we've got here is one of the many enriching items that we give our bears. So this is their 9 o'clock feed in the morning. Their next feed will be just after 1 o'clock today, which is what we call our enrichment feed. So enrichment, very, very important to do in any sort of captive setting for any species. Bears are no different. So enrichment here every single day, very important for us to try and encourage their natural behaviors, try and get them foraging and working for their food. And same with the morning feed here. Our bear carer will first of all get the bear inside and give them some food inside. This then gives the bear carer access, full access to the outdoor area without the bear. And then we can place food all around the enclosure, trying to hide it and put it as far out as we can, making the bears work for their food. And so you'll see here, bears are very, very resilient animals. So Hope there, even though she is missing that front right, she still walks around just fine. We do have a couple of bears here that are unfortunately missing the odd limb or 2. We had Isabella yesterday, for those of you who saw the live stream. Isabella was the same, where before she came to the sanctuary, she was unfortunately missing this paw. This could be for a few reasons. It could be that a bear was caught in a snare trap. Whether that was meant for a bear or for another animal, for example, like a deer, is uncertain. But also, there is another horrific practice known as bear paw soup. A more commonly worldwide known one is shark fin soup. So bear paw soup is very, very similar, where unfortunately some of these bears are captured, their paws are removed and then sold for this bear paw soup. Looks like Chance here might try and get the last little remaining bits that Hope's left, while Hope's just having a little drink there in the background. So we are in the rainy season now in Vietnam. The first couple of weeks in June, the mornings are typically dry, and then once it hit about 11:30, it started raining for a couple of hours. The past few days here, it's been dry the whole day until about 4 or 5 p.m, and then it starts having heavy rain. So at the moment it's lovely that everything's starting to be quite luscious and green again. Here you can see Chance in her elegant old age. So she is over 22, nearly 23 now. So in the wild, these bears would live until around 25 years old. In captivity, they have been known to live up to about 40 years. Obviously that's depending on the right food, so diet plan, exercise. I think I've just seen Hope is just going towards the back there, but we still have Chance just here having a look under the bamboo for some more food. So it's either going to be the cucumber or jicama that's in there. I'll try and zoom in a little bit more. At the moment we just got a very nice bold bum. I might be able to see Hope just coming to the picture there behind. So Hope and Chance here rescued together and have been together ever since. Very, very inseparable. They've lived their whole lives together, being at the sanctuary here now for 22 years. Just going to see if I can reposition ever so slightly, see if we can see them in the middle of their enclosure. So this is where we are in Vietnam. Our main hospital and operations is just down that road there. And I'm going to swing around to the other side of the enclosure here. So hopefully it's not too dark. Oh no, perfect. So just here is another one of their platforms situated right in the middle of the enclosure, so nice and shady. So we've got a nice pile of the jicama and the cucumber there, as Hope, bless her, is struggling to get up a little bit, but she will do it. Oh sorry, no, that's Chance. Hope is already up. Another way to tell is that Chance there has got a little white spot on the top of her head. But as you can see, these two girls get on super well. The only time they ever have a small argument is when they go inside later on today. Once it gets to midday, they love to have a nice nap inside. And so all of our houses indoors have a hammock. And so some days they'll sleep in together in the same hammock. Other days they'll have a little argument. No different than living with a family at home. But it is very, very peaceful here, watching these girls. Especially considering their life before coming to free the bears. All of our bears here are rescued either from the bear bar farm trade or from the exotic pet trade, where typically they're just kept in very small cages and not given the correct diet, or sometimes even an option for water. You see there Chance digging into a nice jicama. And so typically once they've finished this feed, they might go and have a little drink or a little swim in the pool, especially today because it is quite hot. And then once the bear carer has finished cleaning the inside, especially when it's a hot day, what we do is that we'll spray a bit of water into their indoor hammocks. It makes it nice and cool for them. So then when they come inside, they love just going in the hammock, and then that's them for a couple of hours. Just have a nice little sleep. We had our food delivery today and we had some really, really big jicamas. So you can see Chance there really digging into that one, which is lovely. Not sure if you can hear the munching or not. You might be able to hear the sound of a chainsaw in the background. That is our maintenance worker just doing a little bit of repairs. And sorry, chainsaw's the wrong word. Grass cutter. But I think I might end the live here. I am getting absolutely destroyed by mosquitoes. So I hope everyone who's joined today has enjoyed the live, and we'll see you again for another live in the future. But again, a massive thank you to everyone that watches our lives, likes our posts on Facebook and Instagram, and also donates. If anyone's interested for more information, please head to our website, freethebears.org, and hopefully all the relevant information you're interested in is on there. But for now, a massive thank you to everyone for watching and supporting the work that we do. We cannot do this without you guys. And so yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and we will see you all again live in the future. Alrighty, take care everyone.